Well, I guess we'll get started. Sorry, a few minutes later than I planned. Good morning. I am Michael Highland. I'm the host of the Parkinson's Disease Education podcast and YouTube channel, and I'm coming to you live for What's Next Wednesday, and a couple of exciting things to talk about this morning. First of all, I wanted to let you know about a really pretty exciting channel milestone that we just reached yesterday. We actually hit 2,500 subscribers as of yesterday, and we're I think at like 2,510 or somewhere around there this morning. So we gained we gained a few more members even just since that happened around noon yesterday. So that was really exciting, and just blown away by the support, because the channel started out around the first of this year and probably not even at the first of the year, maybe spring, was around. We're sitting at around 500 subscribers. So very, very grateful for the support on this channel and here on social media as well. And to go into updates and what's next, which hence the title of our video today. Hey, Ian, good to see you. Thanks for joining live. Going to talk a little bit about going to recap a little bit what happened recently in the past couple of weeks, and as far as content, and then because there's a continuation of that. So last week, you probably saw, maybe a week before, on YouTube, week before last, and then as this previous Wednesday on the podcast form, I had a conversation with Ian Robertson that aired and that was published. And that was part one of at least two parts that's going to be coming out. So be sure to look for the second component of that conversation. Like I said, at least two parts on that, because it was about an hour-long conversation. In total, it's probably going to be about 2 or 3 parts. So part two is coming out this Saturday, and be sure to look for that on YouTube, 8 o'clock in the morning local time. And that's what's next for content. But I also wanted to jump ahead, because after this next installment of the conversation with Ian, we're going to be talking about moving on with topics that were of interest to folks that had answered some recent polls here on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to be talking about carbidopa and absorption, or levodopa, I should say, levodopa absorption and protein, and basically how protein intake can or cannot impact your absorption of Parkinson's medications. It's a really important topic, and one that folks that do have issues with that need to know about. And honestly, I've run across the issue enough educating patients one-to-one that I think it's really important to talk to the world, with the folks with Parkinson's in the world at large, about this topic, because they're not being educated on it by physicians, even physicians that are supposedly experts in this field. So what can I say? But that's why I'm here. I'm here to share content with you about topics that are of importance. So what's next? What's next on What's Next Wednesday? That's the question. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned this again. But so for those of you who saw the conversation with Ian last week, or week before last, whichever, I wanted to make sure you knew that the entire conversation, which was, like I say, about 57 minutes, almost an hour long, if you want a version of that conversation uninterrupted, you don't want to wait on an installment to finish it, you want to watch it from start to finish, or have the opportunity to pause it in the middle and come back to it, then please consider joining our channel memberships on YouTube. For at any level of membership, that full conversation, unedited, raw, and unscripted, is available to you at any membership level. So I just posted that in the membership tab this morning as a reminder to those that are already members. But if not, you can still watch it. It's just going to be kind of broken up into chunks. So it's just a choice. But I wanted to let you know, as an appreciation for joining a channel membership, you have access to that. So again, look for that installment this week on Saturday. In a couple weeks, we'll come out with the one about protein and levodopa absorption. And very briefly, I wanted to again see if I could share my screen. And on Facebook, and for those of you who use Facebook Live, you probably will feel my pain. The Livestream software is just not what it used to be. It used to be so simple, and now I just don't know which way is coming and going. And it's just been a few years that's changed. But I may not be able to share this with you on Facebook. Before I started the stream, it said share screen, but now I can't see that. So I don't know where to find it now, but if I can, I will show you my screen on Facebook. I wanted to reiterate the I wanted to show you again the that study that is going on. It's sponsored in part by LSVT Global. They're looking for participants in a study for speech therapy, but really what it is it's voice recognition software for smart devices. So let's say your iPhone or your Android phone. Basically, if you have hypophonia, your voice is a little gravelly, maybe not so loud anymore. It's or even maybe not, your speech isn't as clear as it used to be because of Parkinson's and facial paralysis. Using voice recognition software, even though it might be difficult for the software to pick up your voice, you might really need it because tremors or some other issue might be causing you to have issues with the actual touch screen part of it. So it's like you're caught between a rock and a hard place. But they're looking for participants to help in improving voice recognition software for people with issues like Parkinson's. And they're willing to pay for participants to be a part of this study. And staff from LSVT Loud, so speech language pathologists that work for them, are among those who are going to be supporting the participants. So again, I am not seeing an option to share my screen on Facebook any longer, even though it was there a little bit ago. But if I find it, I will. But if you're on YouTube, be sure to look at your screen for this. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you. See if I remember how to do this now. Share screen. Share. And I just have to select the right tab. There we go. So if you're on YouTube, you should be seeing this pretty well. Let me know if you don't. I'm checking on the screen to make sure you can see this. But this is kind of what that form looks like when you click on it and register. And there's quite a delay in the video screen share here. So there it popped up finally. So it's called the Speech Accessibility Project. And I'll go back to Zoom. Yeah, okay. So this is what the page looks like here. Even my scrolling is slow right now. I think it's because I'm doing 2 lives at once. Anyway, Speech Accessibility Project. And what I'm trying to get, there we go. At the bottom there, you'll see the website. So you don't have to have Parkinson's to be a part of this. It can be other conditions such as MSA, progressive supranuclear palsy, corticobasal degeneration. And even if you've had DBS with Parkinson's, they're looking for people with post-DBS. And for those of you who didn't know, post-DBS can have some issues with speech and spoken language, even if you didn't have a lot of speech issues before DBS. Sometimes DBS can cause speech issues, ironically. This is actually a big project. It's funded by a lot of big money. I mean, we're talking Amazon, Apple, Google, Meta. These are people that have a vested interest in this technology. And they're paying up to $180 for participants, and caregivers can earn up to $90 in addition. So something I thought was pretty exciting and an unusual thing. So I wanted to share that a second time because last week or 2 weeks ago when I did this, I screwed the screen share up and you couldn't see anything other than a repeating screen that just kept repeating over and over and over and over again. So, all right, well, that's it. I'm going to wrap this up. Again, just to reiterate what we talked about earlier, I'll stop the screen share now. We are going to be doing the second installment of the conversation with Ian. So look for that this Saturday in the morning, and on podcast form, audio form only the following week on Wednesday. And in a couple weeks, we'll be having that video on levodopa absorption and protein, potentially interfering with that. And just wanted to share that with you on the Speech Accessibility Project. I think it's a pretty cool opportunity for those who have Parkinson's that might want to earn a little side money, but also potentially be making technology work better for a lot of people with Parkinson's all across the world. So thanks for joining me live and putting up with the foibles here on using streaming technology, which seems like it's more and more difficult over the years instead of easier. Don't even get me started. So we'll be seeing you in a couple weeks for another update, and look forward to seeing you and hearing from you then. Make sure to put #replay in the comments if you watch this as later as a replay, and then of course if you're live, it's kind of too late now because I'm signing off. So looking forward to seeing you, and take care as always. Oh, one more important parting shot too. My tagline is always "Be Empowered." I've got my "Be Empowered" #Be Empowered shirt on today. I'm looking at making more shirts with different catchphrases and designs on there, but this current shirt and a lot like it are available on the channel store on YouTube. So any little bit that you can do to support us helps to create content for you. So thanks a lot. Look forward to seeing you next time, and be empowered.